The Toll Sea is an American film that was released in 1922. It was written by Frances Marion. Frances Marion is a veteran to silent film. She wrote a lot of silent films. So don't be surprised when you're watching silent films and you look at the writer and you see her name. Oh, she deserves more credit than she gets. Now, this film is a Technicolor film. It is actually the second Technicolor feature, but it is the first one in Hollywood. Um, this was actually Anna May Wong's first lead role. And the thing about this movie is that it is based on Madame Butterfly. And for some reason, when I was reading up on this movie, I guess that a lot of people seem to think that it is set in Japan, but it is actually set in China. So I'm not sure uh, what the confusion is there, but there were a lot of places that were saying it's set in China, not Japan. And so there you go. Now, I'm familiar with the story of Madame Butterfly, but it's a sad story, very sad story. So be prepared for that. This is not a happy ending. I'm just going to give you that right there. Not every story is a happy ending. I also want to point out that this particular film actually was recommended to me, and I do want to thank you for recommending it to me because actually this was the first film that I ever saw with Anna May Wong. Now, we see Lotus Flower played by Anna May Wong, and she saves an unconscious man in the water over at the seashore, and she helps him. His name is Alan Carver, who he happens to be an American. And over time, they of course fall in love and they get married. And over time, of course, he's talking about how he wants to go back to America, and she is excited because she's going to go to America with him. Now, there's these two ladies who are known as the gossips. And they're filling Lotus Flower's head with the idea that he's not going to take her. He's going to go back without her. And that he's, this jerk fella that, this jerk American that's not going to fulfill his promises or anything like that. And just be prepared for that. Well, and at the same time, Alan's friends are telling him, yeah, you need to go alone. Don't take her. She's extra baggage. So he does go to the United States alone with the idea that he's going to set up a home and all of that, and then he's going to come back for her. So Lotus Flower waits for him. At the same time, she gives birth to a son who she names after his father. And Alan does return, but there is a snag. He has his new wife. So it goes on from there. And so um I mean, I really was impressed with Anna May Wong's performance in this film. For it being her first lead role, she did a really good job. And especially with such an iconic story as Madame Butterfly, that this story was based off of, uh, that could be a little intimidating. So I give her a lot of credit. And yeah, she really nailed it. So the scenes were shot in natural light and outdoors. Now, as a photographer, I actually prefer natural light. I think it's a lot better than um not artificial light, is that's the word I'm looking for. Than artificial light. There is only one interior scene, and it's under a muslin sheet that they use the lighting. And I actually had to watch it again because I was like, are really is there's only one scene inside, and yeah, there's only one scene inside. So that's impressive. The outdoor scenes are gorgeous. I mean, um so I think what they were trying to do, this is my personal uh opinion on it. I think what they were trying to do was get as much color as possible. I mean, the costumes are amazing. There's a lot of color in the costumes, and the scenery is colorful. So I think what they were trying to do was when they went in for processing, for the Technicolor processing, I think that that's what they were going for was, and it could be with the processing, the natural lighting worked better than the interior. Again, this is my opinion. You can, of course, add yours in the description. And I mean, in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Now, this film was thought to be lost until 1985. I do want to point out that the ending scene, they did know what the ending scene was, the final. And the people who were restoring it actually filmed it again in California and were able to replicate the processes done back in 1922 as best they could. So, and actually they did a really good job. I mean, I didn't see any difference at all. And I did processing, photography processing back in college, and it, it was it was pretty spot on what they did. And I'm not a film I'm not a film major by any means. So those of you that are in film would probably see more of a difference than I did. But so but they tried to give us the full film, because without that last scene, it wouldn't have the effect that we need for this particular story. And so, fortunately, they gave it to us. So this is one moment where I'm really thankful that they went the extra mile and in refilming that in 1985. And they did, like I said, they did a really good job, and in trying to replicate 1922 processes. So anyway, this is 1922. It's based on Madame Butterfly. Again, it's set in China. I don't know what uh, I would love to know why there was a confusion as to being set in where it was set, but it is set in China. So it's written by Frances Marion. Again, I consider her a veteran in silent film. She's written for a lot of different silent films. She needs more credit than she gets. This is Anna May Wong's leading role, a first leading role, and she did a wonderful job. I can't say enough about her. This is the second Technicolor feature. It was the first one in Hollywood. And again, this particular film was recommended to me, and I can't thank you enough. I really did enjoy it.